we're back talking about writing an abstract. So what should an abstract contain? The main idea of that content, main points that develop and support the main idea, keywords, terms, that's important for the reader to know, as well as definitions. Never just drop a keyword or a key term without supplying its definition. The context of the article, report, or essay that you're writing about, as well as its significance. Please, 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 an abstract should not, okay? If you have any of these parts here, it's going to really impact your grade. An abstract should not evaluate or judge. In other words, whether you agree with or disagree with the contents of that article, report, or essay doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? This is not an opinionated piece. And then, do not copy from that article or report into your abstract. You're going to say, well, wait a second, I may have to give a definition. Yeah, you still do, but have to paraphrase it. No copy paste from that article or report into your abstract. What should you do then? Okay, so let's give a happy emoji, right? You're just reporting the article's content. You want to focus on being concise and providing a summary. No wordiness, no wordiness. It should be unbiased, and it should be written in third-person point of view. What does an abstract start with? It starts with an article, such as this one. So the idea that, as the writer, what I have to do is take this idea, competency-based education, right? It's like, what's that? That's my purpose in writing. So I have to go through this article, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 pages long. So what is my process here? Well, the first thing I have to do is what? Read it. Yeah. And I don't want to read it once. I want to read it 2, 3 times, 4 times until I finally get it. Then what do I want to do? This is the sign of active reading. This is called annotating. Annotating. Always do this. What I did is I went through and I read it. Then I read it again. Then I picked up the old highlighter. Then I read it again. Then on the third reading, I went through and I started to highlight key points, the main ideas, supporting development, right? All that stuff. Then I read it again. And on that reading, what did I do? You'll see that I picked up the pen and I started to make notes all over the article. And once I had that done, then I was ready to move forward and draft and revise. Then, right, so once I had my content comes first, everybody. Then I corrected my content. I always tell people, when you look at the finished product, right? When you look at the finished product, it doesn't start off looking like this. What does it start off looking like? It starts off looking like this. Then and then the scribbles and bibbles, right? All over the page until finally you get your abstract. So taking a look at the abstract, please note, how is this formatted? Times New Roman, double space, size 12 font. There's no extra spacing in here. So here's our title. What's our title? The title, you should abstract, and then you want to use the title of your article as the title of your abstract. Why is that? You might be saying, well, that's really vanilla. Well, that's the purpose in writing. It's to give a summary of the article. Okay, so you'll look here, I'm going through and telling you what competency-based education is. Here I have publication information. I have the author, title of the article, where it was published, and when. Then I go through, I give a definition. It's not copy-pasted from the article, it's a paraphrase that came from me. So I read that article, and then I go through and I provide the definition, I hit the main points, and then boom, I am done. There's my word count. If we look at the word count, here's the word count. 150 to 250, that's the word count. It's just one paragraph. It's not a skimpy paragraph, it's a nice, healthy paragraph. And you might say to yourself, oh, that's one paragraph? It looks pretty strong. It is strong. That's one healthy paragraph. Please note that word count is only the body of the abstract. The stuff up here, the header, as well as the title, they don't count. It's just the abstract. Taking a look at the grading standards of the abstract, you'll note it's broken down into A, B, C, and then the unsuccessful range, D and F. A means excellent. B, good. C is just average. What is excellence? Everybody knows what excellence is. Excellence is when you see something, you say, wow, and then you start to talk about it to other people. You want to say, that is a really good movie. You need to go see that movie. That's different than B, right? If you see a good movie, that's okay. Somebody say, what'd you do over the weekend? Oh, I saw a movie. Versus say, well, what was it? And you tell them, right? That's different than this. If you see an excellent movie, right? You go to work or school, and you say, you walk up to somebody and say, you've got to see this movie. That's the difference between excellence and just being good. Average, this is when you see a movie and you're just like, it was just okay. I'm not going to tell people. And then over here, this is when you get up and leave the theater. And this is what you don't want to happen in your writing. You'll notice that successful papers, the main idea is clear and direct. That's very different than unsuccessful papers. So you'll see that with the main idea. Then these qualifiers here are all in place. But what changes? Excellent, good, average, poor. Or what you don't want to happen is this. That's when the reader reads your abstract, encounters it, and says, that didn't make any sense. Wow, I know. Now, the importance of guidelines. Follow the guidelines. Why? Because that's part of your grade. You'll see that writing standards will always have that referenced. And yeah, that impacts your grade. Follow directions, follow the writing guidelines. Excellent use, good use, average use, poor use, or if you ignore them. Then word count. Does word count impact your grade? Yes, it does. Why is that? That's part of the purpose in writing. That's part of the assignment. Likewise, conventions, grammar, point of view, word choice, vowels. A clean writer, that's an A or B writer. An average writer, there's going to have some things going on, but it's not common. Then a troublesome writer, that's when there's common problems with word choice, point of view, excessive vowels, or problems with punctuation. These are the vowels that we covered in earlier lecture, the major errors in writing that really, really stop the reader, give the reader pause and say, wow, why should I trust someone's ideas when that person has a run-on sentence, or the subject and verb don't agree, or the writer doesn't know the difference between there and there? Why should I trust this person's ideas? That's the impact of a foul in writing. Then I always tell people, don't just look at the grade. I'll make comments here. Strengths, weaknesses, and for the next time, things to be on the lookout for. All right. That is, I know, a really quick overview of the abstract assignment that begins, of course, with the article. Yeah, all that fun stuff. Yeah, a lot goes into writing just one paragraph. Okay. Until we meet again, be well, do good work, and keep in touch.